Hi. Okay, so actually, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I have like a pimple patch on my face, and it's just what it is, and it's gonna be there. But welcome back to this channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Monica. I am a third-year medical student, and yeah, it's been a minute since I've filmed. I know that, and I'm not necessarily sure, or like I know why I haven't really filmed, because it's just felt like there's been like one thing I'm studying for after another. Like it just feels like it's like never ending. I think the last video I filmed was in October, where I kind of did like a little empty apartment tour, and now my apartment is like well furnished and like fully furnished. It's done. But then I had like my last block of exams in med school. So our preclinical part of our education was kind of done after those exams. And then I spent the last 2 months, also I'm sorry if the lighting is changing, but I spent the last 2 months studying for my first board exam. It's called Step 1, and it was a lot. Like that exam took a lot out of me. I think it felt so all-encompassing, and it felt like there was so much knowledge that we had to shove into our brains in like a very short amount of time. And I think part of the reason was that that exam went pass-fail. And so while previous years for whom the exam was scored would like spend their entire preclinical years studying for the exam, that wasn't necessarily as much of a focus for the class for which, you know, the exam became pass-fail. And so I don't know that many people who started studying for this exam before like our dedicated time period to study, which started in January. And so I don't know, like it was a lot. And for me, like there have been a lot of times in medical school where it's like felt hard, it's felt grueling, the hours have felt really long, but I think this exam was like the first time where it felt somewhat impossible. Like I felt like I not only like didn't know everything that I needed to know going into an exam or like when I was doing practice questions, but it just felt like such a toss-up, because no matter how much I was studying, it still didn't feel enough. And the level of detail with which you sometimes needed to know a lot of these subjects, and like the amount of stuff you needed to have memorized, I felt like I was so short on time all of the time, even though I was studying like 10 hours a day. But yeah, I say all of that just to kind of give some background into this exam. And I also I want, if anyone's watching this and is a medical student, is going to take Step 1, I want this to be like an informative video to some extent, and like speak to my experience, because I think a lot of people talk about Step 1, but it's so subjective person to person. And especially with the changing like grading criteria, what people have done has been so different. Like first talking about like the knowledge part of it, it was, like I said, it was like a lot of knowledge. You had to know a lot, you had to memorize a lot, and just the hours I was putting into studying felt so long. And I think after a while doing the same thing every single day, and I felt like my scores weren't like jumping as high as I would want them to, you know, like I wasn't like where I wanted to be right away, and it wasn't like a steady up. Like what happened was, for me, like I for the first 2-3 weeks, like I was still figuring out how to study, and then I think I got a grasp on how to study, but I wasn't like doing it full throttle. And then when I finally was like going really hard, I like finally saw like a score bump, and towards the end I just had like a plateau. So that's kind of how studying went for me. And then I think, just to kind of wrap up that portion, the way I studied was like I exclusively used practice questions, and that like UWorld, which is the question bank tool that everyone tells you to use, that's kind of how I studied exclusively. And if there was like any content that like I saw that I was missing a lot of questions on, I would go back and review it. But essentially it was just doing as many practice questions as I could in a day. And yeah, that was kind of how I studied for this exam. Now, for the emotional and personal toll that this exam took, yeah, I mean, it just like wasn't like a fun time by any means. And I know it's not meant to be, so I think that wasn't really the expectation that I had going in. I just thought that I would feel like how I'd felt all throughout med school, which is like you put in the work and you see the results and done. With this exam, it was like I was putting in so much effort and I wasn't seeing like as exponential of a result as I think I wanted to see. And I think, I don't know, there's so many aspects of my life I think just stopped while studying for this exam. And like I wasn't seeing friends, like forget any kind of social life. I wasn't even talking to my family at one point because I just felt so like in my own tunnel. I was like, I need to study and that's kind of it, which wasn't very healthy. And looking back though, like I understand why you develop that mindset, because it's like you have a goal and you just kind of tunnel vision do it. And I think all med students kind of are like a self-selecting group of people who do that and are very good at doing that. But now that I'm able to take a step back, I realize how hard it is when you have that go, go, go mentality to kind of take a step back and like process. But oh, I don't even know if I mentioned, but I took the exam about a week ago from today. I took it Monday of last week and it's Tuesday. Overall, I did grow a lot from this process, and I think I learned a lot about myself and I learned about how to do things differently. And I'm really glad that I've been taking this past week to like journal a little bit more and to think about like what went right, what went wrong, because you know, exams are like a never-ending part of a med student's life, and like a doctor's life really. Like I think you, even when you're like a full-fledged doctor, you have to like redo your boards or something every few years. So exams are going to be like with us for a very long time, and I don't want to just go from like one thing to the next without like analyzing what worked and what didn't work for me. Not even just like study strategies, but like my mindset around things and like the support that I need and like what really helps, so that it's not like I am just, you know, studying for step 2 and it's like it doesn't feel any differently than this time around because I just didn't learn anything from that. So I have been very conscious of that and cognizant of that, and so that's something that I've been working on. And so for the next 2 weeks we just have a relatively chill 2 weeks, I think, while we wait for our scores to come back. So we haven't gotten our scores back yet either, which is like a point of anxiety. That's a way to put it, I guess. But they have us like doing a few classes for the next 2 weeks, but it's been definitely chiller and very much needed, I think, for all the aforementioned reasons. But yeah, I think I don't really like, I didn't really have a plan for this video. I just know that I wanted to film it and I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys, and I just hadn't for such a long time. And so it took me a while to even like build up the courage to like pull out a camera and talk. And none of this is scripted, by the way, as you can tell. I'm sure I've been all over the place in this video, but it's been like something I've been thinking about doing, and I feel like finally today I was in a headspace to do it. Whew, enough of that. I am glad to be back. I'm excited. Yeah, I think this entire week is just going to be a good week where I still have like a decent chunk of stuff to do, but I'm going to be taking a lot of time to take care of myself and just like cook meals and work out and go for walks in DC, read, catch up on shows, you know, like do all human things that just make me feel normal, because I have not felt fully normal in like a little bit. Let's get right on with the rest of the video. So I went and worked at a coffee shop for a little bit with a few friends, and then I went grocery shopping, and I thought I'd do a quick little haul. So I got everything from Trader Joe's, and I love Trader Joe's. I got some corn and wheat tortillas, some milk, spinach and chive, linguine. This is like the fanciest red pepper I've ever gotten, but it's like crushed, organic crushed red pepper. I ran out of mine, so I got some fancy shit. A whole bunch of kombucha, bananas, tomatoes. I'm gonna make some like mozzarella and tomato sandwiches, a lemon, because I like my green tea and lemon in the morning. Strawberries, even though they're not in season, and blueberries, some baby corn, some mushrooms, some zucchini, and yogurt. So pretty hefty haul. I'm very excited, and I'm also really hungry, so I'm gonna go make some food and show you guys what I make.
Guys, look what I made for lunch. My gosh, I love having more time because this is what I love doing. Like, I love cooking fresh, good food. So these are black bean tacos that I actually, like, I cooked the filling and then I baked it so they're all like crispy. I don't know if you can tell, it's crispy. And then I made this jalapeno, cilantro, garlic sauce to go with it, and it looks amazing. I'm gonna eat. Hi, so I did some work. I ate lunch, and now I'm gonna get ready so that I can, yikes. So the new thing I've been doing is like exploring DC using the metro and the bus systems. I don't know why, it's like really fun for me. I love doing that, and it's been so fun to just like kind of jet set out and like be an explorer in my own city. So yeah, that's the goal. And I'm just gonna find, actually I already found a random coffee shop that I really wanna go to, and I threw on like an outfit. I'll show you guys my outfit in just like a second. And I'm gonna take my iPad and head to this coffee shop, and I think I'm just gonna sit there and read for a little bit. And I like doing that when it's like not like before rush hour, so a little bit into the day, because it's just easier to get places when there isn't a lot of traffic. And I've just been having so much fun, even though like I'm not really putting on makeup or anything. Like I'm putting on lipstick, but it's just like nice to dress up and go someplace. Also, this has been my favorite lipstick, and it's from Amazon, and I have this in the color, I believe, Nutty Nude. And I don't know if it's like, I know this lighting is terrible, but this is my all-time favorite lipstick. It stays for like a really long time, and honestly what I do is I'll just take the rest of the product and put it on my cheeks, and it's like and like a little bit on the bridge of my nose, and it's the perfect thing to, I don't know, just like make you look a lot more put together than you might be, or like it looks like you tried a lot harder than you actually did. Yeah, let me show you my outfit. Okay, so this is the outfit. I'm wearing these pants that I got from ASOS, and I love these pants. I even have these in like a cream stone color, and I have this crop top from Amazon. All right, I wanted to show you guys the full look. I have the pants. I wore my Fila sneakers that I always wear, and I love some of the best shoes ever. And I have this little like puffer jacket from H&M. I literally wear this everywhere. I have my iPad and everything in this little bag. And you guys, these glasses, I am not this person, by the way, but when I put them on, tell me why I look like I'm from the 90s. I also kind of get like Men in Black vibes, but I'm okay with it. But yeah, that's the look for today, and let's head out.
Giving up my appetite. Don't leave me here